If you're looking for a compact SUV for your family, are you looking at this fully loaded 2026 Toyota RAV4 Limited Hybrid all-wheel drive that stickers for just under $47,000? Or this $41,000 2026 Mazda CX-5? This video brought to you by Screen Protect, screen protectors for your vehicle. Learn more about how to protect your screens at the end of the video. Under the hood of the RAV4, we've gone exclusively hybrid, as has most of Toyota's lineup. Here we get a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter four-cylinder hybrid powertrain. This being the all-wheel drive model, we do get an e-axle in the rear. Toyota only gives the 236 combined horsepower number. Yeah, this thing is pretty quick and peppy to drive, and oh yeah, it gets over 40 mpg, meaning on a less than 14-gallon fuel tank, you can drive over 500 miles if you drive it conservatively. Pretty impressive. Under the hood of every single 2026 Mazda CX-5 is the exact same powertrain. Mazda's 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder Sky Active G made it to a 6-speed automatic transmission and standard all-wheel drive. Unfortunately, we are down on power here. 187 horsepower, 185 pound-feet of torque with up to 30 mpg in highway driving. The style for this RAV4 has gone boxy, as has most of the crossover and SUV segment. We have very angular linear lines, which are very evident here with our DRL, running lights, turn signals, whatever you want to call them, up here around the hammerhead nose of the front of the Toyota. You can see all LED lights, LED headlights, LED fog lights, and then this is the core model's grille, so the LE, XLE, and Limited all get this general face, while the Woodland gets a more rugged, plastic-ridden front end, and the Sport models, rather, get a more sporty bent to the front end, and that would be the SE, XSE, and the GR Sport, with a even bigger grille up front. So, pick your flavor of RAV4. Styling is an area where Mazda always excels. Here, wearing an evolution of the brand's Kodo design, the 2026 CX-5 gets LED running lights and turn signals, adaptive headlights that turn with your steering wheel, no visible fog lights, and increased frontal crash protection, though as I record this, it has not been tested by the IIHS. The boxy design on the RAV4 continues here from the profile. Another thing I really will applaud Toyota for doing is this very unique paint color. It is called Storm Cloud, and that is a very apt name because here in the shade, it's coming across very deep blue, almost black, but in direct sunlight, it's a light blue, almost matching my shirt. It's a very interesting color, and I give them huge kudos for it. Overall length for the 26 Mazda CX-5 has also increased, giving most of it to rear passengers and rear cargo space, meaning this is a much improved version over the 25 model it replaces. I will also applaud Toyota's choice for wheel here. This is the base wheel on the Limited model. It is an 18-inch multi-dimensional, multi-color wheel that I really like the dimensions and facets of, and they are wrapped in 18-inch Bridgestone Turanza tires that are 235/60 R18s. You can option up to 20s, but I really like these 18s, and they ride well enough too. Now, when talking about the exterior design, some things I don't like, well, there's just one thing I don't like, and that is these all-black gloss 19-inch wheels. In fact, the lower trims have contrasting finishes that I think look more premium than these gloss black wheels, and we don't even get cutouts in them. I don't know, the overall look is less than premium. They are wrapped in some Toyo Open Country 225/55 R19 tires. I just want to pause right here real quick and say, if you are carrying a burden that just seems too hard and too difficult for you to carry yourself, I do want to give you a little bit of hope and say that God is willing to help you through this if you'll just ask Him. The rear hatch is a hands-free operation with a simple kick right under the middle of the rear bumper, lifting up the power liftgate and giving you some of the best cargo space in the entire segment. Some of the things I really like back here, besides the vast amount of space that is offered, are the storage options. There's a cargo net here with a cubby on the side that allowed me to store some of my gear over there. We do also have a retractable cargo shade, which is very nice and covers up the cargo in the back from prying eyes, but makes it very easy to just move out of the way. I don't like the hard ones that you have to do something with when you aren't using them. And then, yes, lots of cargo space here. We do have the optional rear cargo carpet cover, but if you remove this, you will find that we have a false load floor here. So when you lift it up, you do see your temporary use spare. You can see some bare metal down here, so there's not a lot of sound insulation, but you can slide this out and actually drop it down. It lowers the cargo floor by a couple of inches, meaning you can get taller items in here as well. It also keeps items from rolling out if you have a steep driveway like we do. So this might be our preferred way to go get groceries, so that when we open the hatch, cans don't go rolling out on us because we don't have a smooth transition here anymore. But the rear cargo area can be accessed hands-free by kicking under the middle of the rear bumper or a latch under the Z in Mazda. When you get into the back of the CX-5, there is more space back here than the model it replaces. Not only have they lengthened the cargo area to make it more roomy, but we do have some hidden space around the temporary spare tire and the space-saving Bose subwoofer underneath the floor here. We have two cubbies on either side of the false load floor, a nice retractable cargo shade, and if we need to expand cargo space, Mazda does give us two levers here for the 60-40 or actually 40-20-40 split folding seat back. Unfortunately, that 20% needs to be folded down by itself by reaching over and pulling a latch back there. All the way around, it's pretty easy to do, and we have a button there to close it. Moving inside, you will see we do have keyless entry with passive entry doors here on the front. When you open the doors, we are greeted by our Harvest Beige interior. We have very unique controls here on the door. First, two-person memory seats, which we prefer having physical buttons, but these buttons are on a raised panel, which give us a very unique storage pocket here that I can hide almost my whole hand in. And then down below, we do have a nice tray here with a big enough bottle holder for a large drink from the convenience store. You can see we have multi-way adjustable seats with two-way lumbar. These seats are synthetic leather, the Syntex seats, if you will, or StarTex. And then we do have this suede insert here just to give a little bit of visual interest. These seats are very comfortable. They are heated and ventilated with an automatic function, which we really prefer. Moving inside, we have lots of screens staring back at me. Four, in fact. The first one is our head-up display right here. Moving back from there, we have our full digital gauge cluster with multiple panels that we can slide through. Lots of information can be gleaned from it, including a full map display on the center panel, even a fuel economy graph, which is really cool. So lots of different displays right here behind the screen. And then we have a new digital screen here. Totally new UI for Toyota. This is the first vehicle with this second generation system. It actually has a home screen, and you can see we have different tiles here that you can customize and change throughout. We do have this quick access HVAC control with heated and ventilated front seats with automatic mode, which we really like. I keep it on auto quite frequently. Auto heated steering wheel. And then your HVAC controls there. We do have physical buttons for the temperature, or you can do a slider if you wish, and a physical volume knob with actual click indentations, which I really like. Moving up, our fourth screen is our rear view camera. You can see we have a decent view out the back. That is where the camera actually is. and then you can flip it right there and have a nice clear view. The camera is behind glass, so in dirty conditions, you can simply use your wiper to clean it off. Moving down, you can see we get physical buttons for our drive modes, multiple different drive modes, including Trail Snow, Eco, Sport, and Normal, all configured here. You can push this EV mode button and drive this hybrid around in electric only mode as long as the battery is full and you don't exceed 20 miles per hour or push the throttle down too far. 2 wireless charging pads right here, a slightly rubberized storage compartment here, 2 45-watt USB-Cs, quick access button for our excellent 360 camera with this invisible view of our car right here, and an invisible view of our car if I move it forward. The camera actually remembers what is now underneath the vehicle, which is a pretty cool touch. When I go back to this screen here, you can see we're back to not being able to see through the car, but I really like this. This is perhaps the best implementation of this because you can actually see what's on the other side of your car instead of seeing a false rendering of your car, which is really cool if you ask me. Parking button here, downhill descent control, traction control. We get this interesting little shifter. This is the only gloss black we see. Electronic parking brake, electronic brake hold for stop and go traffic. 2 cup holders with a removable separator that can be left in place because it does have a cutout for mug handles if you need it, but if you need a larger space, you can. You can see this is lit, illuminated underneath this removable panel. The center console is quite unique in that it opens either way or comes off entirely. It is 2-sided, so you can have a desk right here. I'm not right-handed, but there you go. Or you can put it on with the tray side up, though if you put anything hard here, it is going to rattle. Just something that you should know. I typically like it in this configuration. It is slightly padded and rather nice. You can see we have further storage here with a slightly rubberized tray and a glove box that is actually quite spacious. More storage there on the passenger side. Moving up, we do have a sunglass holder that in our particular tester keeps popping open, very un-Toyota-like. And then we do have a panoramic glass roof up above us, but I will say this panel creaks and rattles from right over there more than I'd care to admit, though that roller shade actually moves back rather quickly, giving you a quick view of the beautiful sky above us or blotting out that Texas summer heat. Huge thanks to Screen Protect for not only sponsoring this video, but helping protect my sister-in-law's Hyundai Santa Fe. Yes, we installed the anti-glare screen protector here on this massive screen. It's actually 2 12.3-inch screens, but Screen Protect gives you one large panel to go across both, giving a very consistent look, which I very much appreciate. They even have an additional panel here for the fingerprint reader, which I really like. All in all, the installation went on in under 10 minutes, and they give you all the necessary tools. You can find a Screen Protect screen protector for your vehicle in the link in the video description down below. Huge thanks to Screen Protect for sponsoring this video and helping out my sister-in-law's vehicle in the process. Moving inside, our top trim Mazda CX-5 gets heated and ventilated front seats with multi-way adjustment and 2-way lumbar. All of our buttons for our window controls are here on the door. We do have lock controls up there, decent storage in the door as well. Coming in and sitting behind the brand new for 2026 Mazda steering wheel, we get a bunch of buttons for our volume and tuning and our ADAS. I really like this quick access camera button that does give you a very nice display here on the 15.6-inch large screen. Lots of screen real estate inside. We get this screen, and a head-up display giving you very valuable information. Unfortunately, a lot of the vehicle's controls have now been put in this touchscreen, from your HVAC, which can be accessed here, your heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, your volume slider is right here, your voice activation controls are here, but you do have some quick access buttons for HVAC down there. Yes, a lot has been put into the screen, even the way in which you turn off the engine start-stop functions. Yeah, they really have baked in a lot. Storage up front comes from this cubby behind the two cup holders. We do have a Qi wireless charger right here. We have a split opening center console, though the cubby is a little on the small side. We do have a glove box here that is damped and has a decent amount of space tucked way back there in the back with an additional shelf. We do even get this hidden auxiliary power point down in the passenger footwell. Just a nice touch, showing that this is a modern vehicle for modern electronics. Front seat space in the 2026 Mazda CX-5 is very comfortable. I normally sit all the way down, and at 5'10", I've got plenty of space all the way around. Very good packaging in the front seat. Coming to me in the front seat, I am more than comfortable here. I've got plenty of headroom at 5'10". I've got my seat all the way down. No complaints in the front. But let's check out the back seats of both of these rides. Moving to the back seats of the RAV4, we do not have the proximity entry here, so you are going to need to unlock the vehicle before bringing a kid in. You can see, yes, we have been running kids around here in this one for this week. You can see the door panels, much like up front, have the Harvest Beige inserts here, which break up the color nicely. We get that raised panel here with the storage, and then we have a cup holder, bottle holder down there. Hybrid batteries are hidden underneath the rear seat here, and you can see these rear seats are rather nice. Sliding in behind my ideal driving position at 5'10", you can see I've still got plenty of room back here. Map storage pockets on both of the front seats. Single stage heated outboard seats, two 15-watt USB-C power ports here, and two air vents that do a good job of pumping out the air. You can see we do have a 60-40 split bench seat with a fold-down center armrest here. No grippers in the cup holders, no rubber lining down in the bottom. We do have 3 adjustable headrests, and we do have a seat back mounted center seat belt. These seats do recline. That recline is just here over my shoulder. I pull that, and you can see I've got about that much extra room back here. It is very nice and spacious. It's not much more than you get in an airline, but yeah, I'm very comfortable. And now if we had the roof open, I have a great view out the skylight above me. The back doors of the 2026 Mazda CX-5 are very large and open up very wide, making it easy for child seats to be installed or whatever you need. You can see we get our controls here for the windows, nothing more. We do get some storage down low. No sunshades built into the windows or the doors, but you can see 3 across seating, very nice. Sitting behind my ideal driving position at 5'10", very roomy back here. We do have a map pocket storage there, 2 AC vents on the back of the center console, heated outboard seats with 3-stage heat, 2 USB-C ports, and unfortunately, because of our standard all-wheel drive, we do have to have room for a drive shaft to send power to those rear wheels, so you have a pretty large center tunnel. Coming to the back seat, you get 3 adjustable headrests. You can fold down that center 20% of the seat via that latch right there, or if you need armrest, you can do that this way as well. You can see we do get rubber grippers for our 2 cup holders, which is nice. A seat back mounted center seat belt that doesn't cut into passenger space all that much if you are not sitting in the center seat, which is very nice. You can see lower latch points are covered by these hard plastic covers, making it very easy to install a car seat if you need to. Just like legroom in the back seat of the Mazda CX-5, headroom is also very good, and so is the seat back pitch, but I can pull that lever just over my shoulder for a little bit of an additional recline. It's about as much as an airline seat. It wasn't bad before, it's even better now. The back seat is a real win and a real upgrade for the 26 Mazda CX-5. So what do you say? Are you interested in the segment sales leader Toyota RAV4? This one's stickering for just over $46,000 in its top limited trim. Or this $41,000 top trim fully loaded Mazda CX-5. Sound off in the comments below which of these 2 vehicles you prefer more. Be sure and hit the subscribe button down below. Follow us on all social media channels. And until next time, Gearheads, bye.